Australia. Oh, he's hit this one, Miles. Great shot. Oh, it's a biggie. Straight over the top.
Kohli drives through the covers. It's into the fence like a tracer bullet.
So a warm Monday evening welcome to every viewers who are watching us right now. So what is this show? Why are we here? Why are we talking on our computer phones on Independence? And by the way, a very happy Independence to everybody who's watching it. We are three, childhood friends, three techies, three ardent cricket fans, and as you got to watch much more, you'll get to understand why we are here, congregated to speak about what we are going to talk about. So welcome to just another cricket podcast. Is that what we are calling ourselves, guys? So small segue. I've got. So just another cricket podcast is what we think of naming our show here. And to join me on this broadcast, I have got a couple of very near and dear friends. So as you see along, you would see that the camaraderie is there. We might even, gully each other. So be ready to join in the fun with us. And a small introduction. I've got Shantan along with us, straight from the heartland, Kolkata. How are you doing, Shantan, today?
Great, buddy. Devankur, as you said, class 1 to class 10 together in the city of Kolkata. I am based out of Kolkata, working in an IT company, and again, a big fan and follower of the game of cricket. And then we have Gopal. Gopal, where are you from, by the way? Not Australia, right?
I am from Chennai, Sayantan.
But why Australia? Because Chennai Super Kings.
We have been real childhood friends since UKG till class 10. Studied together and in fact played the game together for some period. And now after we have been professionally engaged in our companies, we have been managing to discuss the cricket ongoings without fail in every aspect. So this is something new and exciting for all of us.
So you like
Absolutely.
playing cricket, right? So you want to talk about cricket also?
Just talk about cricket, and yes, it's
So why would anybody want to listen to you talk about cricket? Gopal, तुझ में ऐसा है क्या? Why do you want to come on the internet and talk about anything about cricket? Why? मैं क्यों सुनूं तुझे? Why would I want to listen to you?
just casually with some spicy statistics. You'll get to know about some statistics that you may not know, and some interesting things that all three of us can bring to the table.
Maybe because
the
you're from
moment
Kolkata, na?
he's a Tamil who can speak Bengali and from Kolkata, right? But the moment he said spicy, Atta, yeah. But the moment he said spicy, I was like, Gopal is going to bring us all the gossips of the men's locker room or the locker rooms or from the sporting world, right? So Gopal, it's going to be spicy from you. I'm over here like because see guys, we speak so much about cricket, right? In our WhatsApp, in our otherwise groups, we don't even leave even if there are Ranji Trophy matches going on. So thought about why not actually do it real time and record it and then just publish it out. That's the only intent. Of course, we'll keep it as natural and as normal as possible. As Devankur mentioned, that kabhi kabar gali galoj bhi nikal aa sakta hai. That can be in my mother tongue in Bengali. Gopal Tamil mein bhi gali de sakta hai. And Devankur, I know you're a bong, but you're from Maharashtra right now. What, 20 years now in Mumbai?
Almost, yes, close to 20.
So you can use some slangs in Sachin's language as well, right? But Devankur, why did you join in the party with us, right? We obviously made a proposal. Why was that an absolute yes from you at the start?
See, cricket is something that we've all grown up watching. Cricket is something that is in our blood. So we bleed blue. I mean, if India is playing, we stop everything. I mean, we are from that generation. I've not seen that much of an affection towards cricket in the current generation, but we are from such a generation where we have seen us struggling against the biggies. We have seen us coming onto the level where the biggies are afraid of us. And we are now dominating world cricket so much that if we don't, go into a finals of a major ICC tournament, we are like, what are you guys doing? I mean, you guys are getting paid so much. It is our vested energy that we are watching you till 12 in the night, speaking on a WhatsApp group till 2 in the morning, and bloody you're losing a game against Pakistan, coming back to India, and then doing those ads. So that's always there. I mean, these young lots, they are very, very young to us. They know they're very professional right now. I mean, if you compare to the teams of 90s and 2000s, these guys are professionals. I mean, they know when to win, they know how to win actually, and they're putting it onto on the field. So to answer your question, why did I jump onto this? Is because there is a lot of thought process in my mind also. We keep it to WhatsApp only and we say only one line. And you give me a platform to express myself. तो मैं बोलूंगा इंटरनेट फ्री है मेरे पास टाइम फ्री है तो मैं बोलूंगा लोगों को सुनना है नहीं सुनना है तो गाली देकर चले जाओ ऑन द कमेंट
अंबानी जी का दया है कि इंटरनेट फ्री है, नहीं तो अगर 250 रुपए में 200
मैं तो वोडाफोन
2 GB मिलता था तो none of us would have done this. But great, I think we got an introduction going. So thanks everyone for joining, all those who are listening to us.
Yeah.
See, today's topic, we know there is a buzz around two major events that are coming up. One of them is Asia Cup, and the other one is the World Cup, right? We got ousted in the last World Cup in the group league stage itself, right? So we'll have a lot more sessions, but yeah, the T20 World Cup. But right now, the focus is on the squad, right? So the 15-man squad has been announced, right? There are a lot of opinions. So, I'll reach out straight to Gopal first. Gopal, let's cut to the chase. What's your feel in that 15-man squad? Who's missing out as per you? Provided they're not injured, okay? But otherwise, if someone's fit, who is it that you think should have been in that squad? And maybe after Gopal, Devankur, I want to hear from you as well.
And Gopal, don't answer Mahendra Singh Dhoni, okay?
No. I won't answer. But no, the squad looks incredibly strong, Shantan. Squad really looks incredibly strong with Rohit, Rahul, Kohli, Sky, Pant, Karthik, and then yes, the Pandya has been a revelation for the last couple of series with his bowling and his all-round performances. Jadeja is also back. Probably, I mean, one person. If you're going to just ask me one person who's really missing this squad, maybe I would have been inclined towards Mohammad Shami, because he tends to bowl some brilliant spells in T20 as well. But maybe it's a board call that the board has taken, that Shami should be restricted only to Test cricket and not being exposed to the white ball cricket. But otherwise, a very good squad. Of course, Bumrah, Harshal Patel are all injured, and that gives a good opportunity for the young pacers like Ashdeep Singh and Avesh Khan to perform. But a very good squad.
What about you, Devankur? You feel the same, and I think probably Shami makes it more so much because now Bumrah is injured, and I was just hearing that there are rumors that he can be actually drafted very late in the squad as well. But otherwise, where do you think India is still a little weak? Because I agree, it's actually a brilliant squad.
Yeah, so I would play the diplomatic line like Mr. Sunil Gavaskar does. Any team selected is the best team on the ground on that particular day. So I would not say anybody is missing as such, as you said, injury otherwise. So Bumrah definitely is being missed. He's the guy who binds the bowling together. But Bhuvi has been a good revelation. I mean, he gets hit, but he's also picking up wickets, which is most important in T20 internationals. One person I would have loved to watch is before India is going to Zimbabwe before this series to play one day, and then there is a gap of 7 days. So there are three guys flying in from Zimbabwe to Dubai to play the Asia Cup. Deepak Chahar should be in the squad, I guess, because Deepak Chahar in the India-Zimbabwe side, he's there to prove his fitness. But if he's fit enough and he's playing well, why not get him into the T20 side? Because the bowling looks a little iffy for me. I mean, there is Ashwin. I don't know. I mean, we can take it for later. But I also have a question for you guys. I mean, who is this BCCI source, who's coming anonymously and saying that Shami is not considered, then coming in the other day and saying Shami is being considered? Who is this BCCI? So do you think it's a media created kind of a...
Yeah. See, every time they have this pretext called Suchro ke Anusar, I'm like, that's a crappy news, okay? So no one takes the accountability of that. There can be so many of it, right? There are the likes of, I don't know if, I mean, we are a new channel, we might get sued as well, but the likes of some guy who was trying to mess with Riddhi, and then there are so many, those reporters and all. But with that, I'll actually move to the next question. I'm not going to ask you right now what's your playing 11, but all of us know with all the debates there, Virat Kohli is going to bat. Kohli is going to play in that 11. So if you're the captain and he is playing, at what number are you going to play him?
See, I mean, if you ask me, Gopal, if I go first.
Yeah, good.
The Team India mantra right now is to go bang bang from ball one. So that is Team India's mantra for the T20 at least that I can see. Shikhar Dhawan and VVS Lakshman might have a different thought process for the one day. But Team India mantra right now, Rahul Dravid, surprisingly, is for this method. And Pant, for that matter, will play. So if you want Rohit to open, Rohit will open, of course. And there is KL Rahul. And of course, I mean, if you're playing against Pakistan, India, against Shaheen Shah Afridi, I would always want, another bang bang player to go ahead along with Rohit. So if you want to ask me, I was very impressed with Rishabh Pant being sent up in the England series. So my choice would be Rishabh Pant as an opener and then one down as Virat Kohli. So for me in this team, if Virat has to be put in, he has to be number 3.
Okay, so and then before Gopal answers, let me actually punch in. The other question was I wanted to also know who are going to be your openers. So tell me the first 5 players, guys. I think Hardik Pandya and Jadeja are definitely in the squad. Then let us understand between you have so many openers with all the combinations used, Gopal and Devankur. With all the combinations used, and most of it has come through. Now you're talking about Virat Kohli. Sorry, you're talking about Rohit and Pant to open. Sky has done very well as an opener as well, right? So you have so many options that you are spoiled for choices. So tell me, who are your first 5 batters? You want to go first, Gopal?
I'll probably take this, Shantan. The first 5 batters for me, Shantan, is going to be probably Rohit, Rahul, Kohli, Sky, and Pant. Simply because
so that's the order as well.
I'm maintaining the same order.
So you want someone who's almost at the top of his game, Hardik Pandya, to come at number 6 in a 20-over match, which means he'll probably come and bat at the 17th or the 18th over.
Might be. There can be a changeover for 5 or 6. Maybe I might incline to bat Pandya at 5 in case the situation demands. If there are flurry of wickets, probably then I send Pandya in because he can also play a stopover game for say
like the anchor game, the anchoring game as well, right?
Correct. But for me, I mean, see, if you're going to play Rohit, Rahul, Kohli, it is for them to bat at the top 3 positions. You cannot put all 3 of them or any one of them down the order because that is not going to make any utility out of them. Because you anyway have number 4 as Sky, then you have Pant, you have Pandya, and you might even play Jadeja, which means your bat is extremely deep. You have Karthik as well. You're also forgetting that.
Sorry, I asked the question, but I personally feel Karthik will not get a chance to play at least in the Asia Cup.
Doubtful. Depends. So you'll have to probably that's what. So instead of Karthik, Ashwin may come in, or you may play an extra bowler. But if the management feels that they want to play Karthik, then you are imagining, right? You are with 8 solid batsmen. So you have to manage the 8 solid batsmen, and that is going to be the key for the Asia Cup. That from ball 1, you're going to go bang bang.
So okay. So who's your first 5 players? Once again.
See, my first 5 players will be Rohit, Rahul, Kohli, Sky. It can be Pant or Pandya depending on the situation.
And you can shuffle depending on the situation.
And shuffling it out. Yes.
So and then you have Pandya and
then you have
I'll come to the bowler set. I'll come to the bowler set later. Yeah. I want to hear from Devankur as well. Devankur, what are your first 7, let's say, in the batting order?
Let's say. Okay. I would go ahead with Rohit and Pant as openers. And then I'll have number 3 as Kohli or Sky. So 3, 4 is Sky and Kohli. And then for my 5, I would actually want. I'm having a coin toss between Rahul and DK. So I'll get DK because he's been playing the finisher's role. So 5 would be Pandya, 6 would be DK, 7 would be 6 and 7 would be DK and Jadeja for the left-handed combination. So that will be my top 7.
This is interesting. Actually, I was hoping that one of you would actually say, or some way, make space for Deepak Hooda, because he gives you that spinning option, and he's actually someone. See, I've always been a believer that when you go into critical tournaments, you play the guys who are in form, right? I mean, I understand form is temporary, class is permanent, and all that jazz. And nowhere I'm saying that you drop Kohli. The only thing is the kind of mindset that he is in, and that's why this Zimbabwe tour would have been a good testing for him, for himself to get back some confidence.
He's there.
Virat Kohli is
He's
there.
there.
Squad.
Not Virat Kohli. Deepak Hooda.
No. I'm talking about Virat Kohli. So if he would have been there, because see, a 25 ball 30 runs in a number 3 or number 4 position from Kohli will slow the pace. And you don't want someone of his caliber who really paces the innings well to try and keep pace with the rest of the batters and try and hit out from the first 5-7 balls. That's what he did in England, right? And he perished away every time. He hit a brilliant 6, a brilliant 4, and then he got out. Otherwise, if you look at all his T20 innings, his first 30-40 runs are only at a strike rate of 110, 15, 20 runs. And the last 30 runs comes at a 10 ball innings, right? And that's where he plays that finisher role as well. So I think the only difference between Gopal and Devankur's squad is that Devankur is not playing KL, which is a big, again, I don't know, I mean, he's going as a captain, which means he'll play all the matches, which means the management wants to see him in the number, the top 7. And if he's playing in the top 7, he will come in the first 1, 2, 3, or at the max 4. Not beyond that, because he's again someone in the IPL we have seen bats through the innings.
Opens also.
He opens bat through the innings, and then the last 10 overs, last 3-4 overs, he goes berserk. He said he only hit 6s, right? Okay. Now coming, I think I don't see Buddha playing as well. Yeah.
I have a couple of points here. One is, if you are speaking specifically against being Pakistan here, so we'll have to, factor in Shaheen Shafri. So Rohit is a big match player, big temperament player. He will handle Shaheen Shafri henceforth.
Yeah, Rohit ko to face karayega kya Shaheen ko? So I'm not even talking about openers. Yes. He's definitely opening, but let's say Shaheen is opening. Will you have him face the first ball?
Yes, so Rohit will himself face the first ball. He is the captain of the Indian team. He knows that Shaheen Shafri is a bacha in front of him. Please pardon my language. But he knows that he has tons and tons of experience. And I mean, maybe once or twice. Reece Topley, he was getting out to Reece Topley, but he was hitting him for 6s for fun. Reece Topley ko nahi, but
he hit. Socho, it's not about Shaheen. It's about India's problem with left arms. You look at
I'm going to come to that.
You look at Obed McCoy, right?
Let's come to that.
Yeah, I mean,
let's come to that. But the point here is, Rohit will be 100% good against Shaheen Shafri. I mean, I'm writing it down on
a piece of paper.
Okay. Yes. Rahul might be jittery because he is the same experience as Shaheen Shafri. Of course, I mean, we have much more exposure than the Pakistanis, but the Pakistanis are a tremendous lot. I mean, these guys go berserk when India is in front of them. Unko experience ki bhi zarurat nahi hai. So they go higher. I mean, 3-4 notches they take the game to. The point is,
एक match जीतने पे you are saying they've been losing all their matches and they panic a lot. Okay, you look at the scores. It just those 2 out of the box. That Fakhar Zaman innings where he was out of a no ball of Bumrah. And this one, right? I mean, of course, it was unplayable and Shaheen and all that I get. But I feel for now, is going to be under tremendous pressure as well. Pakistan, after a 10-wicket win. And Rizwan is not in form. We'll come to that later. Sorry, Devankur, just finish your point.
Yeah, and secondly, about Deepak Hooda. Deepak Hooda, in this management, he's being seen as a number 3, number 4 batsman. Now, it's a coin toss between Virat Kohli and Deepak Hooda. Deepak Hooda would not be sent in the 17th over. I mean, he'll be wasted. It will be either.
But that's what he's doing now. That's my problem and confusion with this management. That today someone is opening and the next match he's probably not playing. Deepak Hooda, after hitting a century in an opening or a number 3 position, has not been picked. And in the last match also, he came to bat when 10 or 12 runs or 5 runs were left. He came at number 6, right? So I don't get this logic, right? So probably you will go with someone who has got enough match practice. I don't see Deepak in the first 11 immediately. He can be a replacement if someone gets injured or a couple of matches with no performance. It's certainly not going to be Kohli. Kohli, Rohit, and others are going to play all the matches. In fact, I feel the first 7 matches, the first 4, 5 matches, the team will be settled and they'll play. Only when there is an injury scare is when they can get replaced, at least in the batting front. Bowling can change, but definitely not in the batting front. We'll come to the bowlers.
Biggest surprise would be Rohit and Kohli coming out to open.
I think that was going to be a bad move. See, I know I'm no one to talk against something like this, but they're going to just put probably themselves in pressure. What will happen? I fear they do that. They again lose the first match against Pakistan and they panic the way they did against New Zealand. They lost to the first match. Spring of changes in the second match, Kisan opening and all. You don't want that, right? So you go with whatever you think is your strength.
No, but Shankan and Devang, just to make one thing, probably I don't think Dravid is going to make that kind of a change wherein he's going to ask Rohit and Kohli to open. If not Rahul, I think they'll want a lefty righty combination. So Punt will be the normal choice. I would have probably preferred Shikhar Dhawan there, seeing his good form, but I mean he's not even there in the squad. So
but he's not in good form. I was telling you the other day, he's not in good form. He had a scratchy 40 runs where he could have got out 4 or 5 times. And then the other 2 innings, he just threw it away. So against quality, see that this is what happens as well. When you're out of international cricket, you do not play enough quality bowling. You do not play enough pressure games. You score in these small runs here and there in IPL. Those are not pressure. 14 innings in IPL, you're guaranteed your place in the side. But when you play in a knockout match, in a match against Pakistan, good left arm bowling, good swing bowling, he got exposed in those 3 matches. So I don't see. He's actually getting chances. We'll see in Zimbabwe, but I don't see him.
Zimbabwe.
To the next question. No, I think, see, the 7 batters, I think we have enough options. Okay. The next 4 bowlers are going to be critical. Because you consider whether it's going to be swinging or not. I know you talked about Bhuvaneshwar, but you take out swing from Bhuvaneshwar, he becomes an easy pace bowler who bowls between 125 to 132 kilometers, which is the best pace to hit, right? He did not get a lot of swing in the same ground that I think in October, November is when the match was played and we lost. He did not get any swing. The ball was wet because of the dew, right? Then you're looking at, and then maybe let me give my perspective. Out of the 7 batters, the next that I want to personally play is Ashwin because he's economical and he gives you, and I know Devang, it's not a popular opinion with Devankur, but he gives you that extra batter option, which means you can actually, even if you lose wickets, you can keep hitting. Okay. And then I will play Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, another batsman. The last 2 will definitely be, one will be Arshdeep. I will be very tempted, and you might feel that I'm sounding like crazy. Depending on the opposition, I might play Bishnoi because he for me is more like a Rashid Khan.
Bowler.
Doesn't spin
and
he gets it
very
right. These are big grounds. You'll not give a flight. He'll bowl wicket to wicket, and if somewhere we are batting first and we are giving a big total, you might get a couple of wickets from anywhere like an LBW. So the 4 bowlers, so you still have 3 seamers in Arshdeep, Bhuvi and Hardik. Hardik is definitely bowling
3 spinners.
And then you have Jadeja, Ashwin and Bishnoi. All these 6 bowlers almost guarantees that even if there is one guy who's getting hit for 8 runs, 9 runs, the others can actually, pick up wickets or whatever, can restrict a total to 150. So I know I'm saying this, Bishnoi over Chahal, but that's my 4 bowlers. What about you guys?
Shantan, the couple of probably yes. Ashdeep was a default in seeing him bowl in the West Indies T20 match and was extremely impressive with his Yorker. So I mean he's a go-to death bowler. Bhuvi of course has to be there because He's a senior pacer. Depending on the conditions, I don't know. Maybe you would require. See, if you want to play Ashwin, you want to play Jadeja, then there's a call whether you need one more pacer or you're going to go with one more spinner. Now UAE can be deceptive. If you have some swing, then you may want to have one more pacer, which is then you go back to Avesh Khan. But if you don't, then of course there's a call of whether you go over Chahal, Bishnoi or Ashwin, because that is the combination that you would get into it. But in for me, the last four bowlers, I mean, I'm keeping an option as Karthik or Ashwin. So then you have Jadeja, Chahal, Bhuvi, and Ashti.
So Jadeja, no, Jadeja is in your first. Who are your four bowlers? Jadeja is in your first seven.
Jadeja
I
is an
am
all-rounder.
actually, yeah. So Jadeja is an all-rounder. Pandya is an all-rounder. In case Karthik is not, I mean, in case you don't want to play Karthik, I mean, I was actually tempted to play Karthik as a batter instead of
Then
Ashwin.
if you're playing Karthik, see, if you're playing Karthik, you cannot have Jadeja at number 7. That will not happen for sure. You can make your own squad, but you cannot have Jadeja at 8. It's a waste. It's a waste in a 20-over game for sure. Right?
But
So
if that is the case, then you play Ashwin, and then my four bowlers. I mean, then my four bowlers would be Ashwin, Chahal, Bhuvi, and Ashti.
so basically, I selected Bishnoi. You go with Chahal.
And yeah, it's probably a margin thing, because Chahal has much more experience in T20 internationals, and of course, seeing the T20 World Cup, you would want to give Chahal, because Chahal will be the player who will definitely be performing good in those big grounds in Australia. So I feel maybe Chahal should be given that particular opportunity, because there's absolutely nothing to be taken away from Bishnoi. Bishnoi will probably come into the squad once we see Chahal's exit. But yeah, there is this margin of error for Chahal over Bishnoi.
Devankur?
So if you see the squad, I mean, not much of an option that you can select from. So I go ahead with Chanton's choice. I will actually go with Bishnoi because grounds are big. I don't know about whether are we playing in Sharjah or not, but if you're playing in Dubai and in Abu Dhabi, grounds are huge. So
Yeah,
and
Sharjah is small, but yeah.
So and Sharjah will actually also help spinners in that way. And so Ashwin, for me, the other advantage with Ashwin is that, if you think in the lines of TNPL, Tamil Nadu Premier League, and what he has done for Rajasthan Royals also, he's gotten down as one down many other times. First down and try to hit out in the power play overs.
But please don't tell me that's another option that Rahul Dravid is going to take.
You don't require.
I mean, if you do that, you play one more bowler. You go with 7 bowlers. Even that's going to waste. And then that's why I think this is a very good squad actually. The only weak point in this squad is Avesh Khan. Probably because he's not coming back with a lot of success in the chances that he got, right? I mean, I would have probably loved Siraj in his place, if you had to pick someone. But as you said, I don't know if Deepak Chahar is going to be replacing him if he plays all, because then he gives you that knuckleball option, and Deepak Chahar is also someone that, mostly Dhoni in CSK and in his early years used to bowl all the 4 overs up front with Deepak Chahar. Right, so 8 out of 8 overs, Deepak Chahar used to bowl 4 overs, and he can do that. He swings the ball, he takes it out of the right-hander and then gets it back in to the left-handers as well. And then his knuckle balls are good, right? He puts it short, a bit of cutters and all.
And he's an excellent batsman as well. I mean, he can hit some long sixes as well. So it's
that match against Sri Lanka.
I mean, he can be a good all-rounder as well. But yeah, he has to prove his fitness in the Zimbabwe squad, I believe. I think he's going to Zimbabwe, if I'm not wrong. Yeah,
he is. And just as we speak about Zimbabwe, we're almost 30 minutes into this. Let me ask you a quick couple of questions, okay? KL Rahul as captain, right? Why would the management do that? Is this because that? And maybe the bigger question is, you don't see Rohit as a long-term future captain with his fitness and all. Rahul is again someone who's almost guaranteed to play all the three formats. So, do you think he's the future captain, and that's why he's being tested in all these, in these tours as well?
See, one of the reasons. Now after the success of Gujarat Titans, Shantan, in the last IPL, the next go-to captain will invariably will be Hardik Pandya.
But is he your all format
In the
captain?
white format?
That's my
In the white
question.
form. In the white ball. I mean, I'm just
Because
talking about the white ball.
India has not been a big fan of playing two separate captains. I don't know if they do it now with so much of
Agreed.
chop and change.
Agreed. But then in test matches, you any which ways have Bumrah to lead. Bumrah has already led in a test match, so Bumrah can be a contender to
But
lead.
Bumrah was a last moment
Replacement
change
captain.
because Rohit could not play, right?
True.
And Rahul also was not there.
And he did really well. Probably in that one sole test match, he scored some 35 runs of Stuart Broad's over. Did everything what he could do it. And
Well, I can't still believe we lost that match. Okay, I know
Exactly,
that's not a topic
exactly.
to discuss, but we
Exactly.
really lost that
But
match.
then, Shantan, if Hardik Pandya can prove his fitness after the Asia Cup, he can still be inducted in the test match. I don't see him not playing a test match because he's already played a couple of test matches. He has scored runs. He's a decent bowler enough. The fifth bowler can be him.
Then
In and around him,
why? Then again, coming back to the question, then why is Rahul captaining? I mean, you had Shikhar Dhawan. Shikhar Dhawan is going. You would have continued with him. Have Rahul focus on his batting or his sport. Why is he given the captaincy?
I also would have done that. Shikhar Dhawan should have captained or continued captaining. Rahul has to prove his fitness. I mean, Rahul is an all-format player. He's going to get back to the Indian side, and he'll definitely captain because we love batsmen more than bowlers. So it has always been that only batsmen get to lead the Indian team. My problem with
Yeah.
Hardik Pandya is his attitude. So if he goes down a bit on his attitude, I mean, he's good with. I don't know if you guys have noticed or not. When he bowls, when he's the captain and when he bowls, if somebody's not looking at him the way he abuses, and it was very apparent when
That's common in cricket. See, these days we see and notice so much because there are cameras and mic cams all
Yeah, it
over.
is.
Stump cams. It has been always there. You won't believe in our local corporate cricket or whatever cricket we play, there is so much of abuse. Even with your seniors or whatever. So you can't imagine the kind of pressure these guys play in. So I think they spend enough time. So I'll not even get into that. But coming to the same question, at the end of the Zimbabwe tour, we go straight away to the Asia Cup. What are those couple of things that you think India wants to achieve out of the Zimbabwe tour? Obviously, with all due respect to Zimbabwe, it's not a team close to par with what India is, even if they're playing their second or third string. They're, by the way, coming up from out of a very good series win both in ODI and T20s against a formidable Bangladesh team, right?
Yeah.
So, what are those couple of things you think India would want to achieve out of it?
One is more broadcast money for BCCI, broadcast right money for BCCI, and the other is good advertising option for the cricketers. Out of cricket, nothing is.
Zimbabwe में भी कोई लीग होगा तो उसका भी टीम्स खरीद लेगा ये MIs and KKRs and
South Africa's second IPL, man.
And they have not taken. Have you seen this? They have not taken any Pakistani players. Okay, and very सूत्रों के अनुसार, according to sources, one of the owners said that. Of course, there is no denying of the immense talent and exciting players in Pakistan, but they don't want to irk the Indian fans, right? They are also owners of IPL and they don't want to do that. And that is where they've refrained from, going for any of the Pakistani players. So it's in a way a big.
I mean, I would not be irked if Babar Azam plays for
Well, that you will not be and all, but there are a lot of emotions flowing across the country that you would not be wanting to employ a Pakistani in a Pakistani cricketer. But obviously, we'll keep the politics of the sport aside. We just have another 4 minutes left to wrap up. So apart from the BCCI minting more money that me and you will not get a single share of it, even if our podcast go famous in the next couple of years. Dipankar, what do you think from a team's perspective is the motivation that they want to achieve out of this tour?
It will be Shikhar Dhawan's farewell ODI series. It looks like he's not going to feature. He's saying that 2023 World Cup he's in the plans, but I don't
No,
think so. He'll be
man.
selected in 2023. No way. Shikhar is coming back.
2023.
I want Shikhar.
It will also be a very good comeback for Rahul as well as for Deepak Char to see whether they are really fit to go for the Asia Cup
यार एक
squad
बार
as well as
स्क्वाड
the
बोलेगा
T20.
क्या? What is the squad? I actually have the Indian squad for Asia
Shikhar,
Cup in front of me. What is the squad in for this
Zimbabwe,
Zimbabwe wala? Yeah, just read it out.
Shikhar Dhawan, Shikhar Dhawan. I mean, it still says Shikhar Dhawan as captain, but we all know that Rahul has been rated as the captain. So Rahul is there. Shikhar Dhawan. You have Ruturaj. You have Shubman Gill. Huda, Rahul Tripathi is back. I was surprised from where did he make a comeback, but good to have him back. You have two wicket keepers, Ishan Kishan and Sanju Samson. I really hope Sanju Samson starts performing in this series. Otherwise, it might be a farewell series for him as
An
well.
early farewell for him as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because he has been getting too many chances and he has been not been utilizing those chances. Earlier, Sri
Yeah,
Lanka tour, now this tour.
by the way, Zimbabwe is an ODI series, and that is a T20 series.
Correct.
Asia
Washington.
Cup is a
So you
T20
just
series.
have you
So-
you have
This is-
3 ODI matches, right?
Correct.
3 ODI matches.
You only have 3 ODI matches.
Theory.
This
I
is
don't
bloody
understand
this
I
is
don't understand the
India
rationale of
A2, man.
taking
Exactly.
Ruturaj Gaikwad को क्यों लेके गए? I don't understand because
This is an
he
India
features in
A2,
the
honestly.
kind of, yes.
See, this
Shardul
is
Thakur
more.
is there.
Shardul is there. Washington Sundar is there. You have Kuldeep Yadav, Akshar
यार
Patel.
वो हमारा
And you
3
have-
फैंसी प्लेयर्स को ले लेते हैं, वरुण चक्रवर्ती एंड वेंकटेश अय्यर एंड who's the other person who came and
Natarajan.
went, one of Natarajan
Nattu.
या whatever, यार उनको लेके जाते.
No, but
Yeah,
just to ask both of you this
उमरान
question, and I was
मलिक,
actually
yeah,
surprised.
I was
Umran
about to
Malik
say
तो
उमरान
आया नहीं.
मलिक, यार उसको लेके जाते.
But what happened to Natarajan? I mean, I've not heard about it. He was out for an injury, but then उसके बाद, I mean,
भाई वो भी चेन्नई का है. You should know.
Yeah,
he didn't
So
have a
that-
bad. No, he never had a bad performance in his the ODI or T20 thing. It's just that he went out because of his injury.
Did he
He has
play
not had a.
Did he
okay,
play
we are coming to the
No,
end
no.
of the podcast show for today, okay, with around 30 seconds left, around 40 seconds left. This is our first podcast to all the minimum number of people who will be listening to this. Hopefully that will bring in
The
some
ones
more
that we'll
interesting
share with.
discussions. Yeah, we
Yeah,
will
the ones that
we will
we'll-
finalize some of the last bit of technical stuff. We're extremely amateur at doing this setup, and then we're not amateurs in discussion like the millions of Indian fans all across the world. Actually, we are one of you,
100%.
right? We just wanted to put this over here. I'm sure you will share some of our thoughts and emotions. There will be a lot to debate as well. So please put in your comments, and we'll ensure that one of us will definitely respond back to you. We'll want to hear from
And
you as
incorporate
well.
also. I
And
mean,
in a way-
if you want us to make any change to the format, maybe incorporate something else. Just let us know. If you want to.
Deva is a
abuse us,
techie, and he's going to invest in all the. We are doing with all the free stuff of Zoom and others, but Deva is a techie, so he's going to invest the rest on over
I'm
here.
going to.
Okay? Just
Everything will be here now.
yeah, just remember the name. We're trying to memorize the name as well with all the options that we three thought of. Just another cricket podcast is what we are going to be called. It's me, Shayantan from Kolkata, Devankur from Mumbai, and Gopal from Chennai. He's going to sign off. Maybe we need one more guy from Delhi, and we can have a half IPL team already, right? But thank you so much, everyone, for listening in to us. It was fun. We'll come back.